still trying to get my bearings in London. It's just so difficult. Well, we're at the fabulous Townhouse in Knightsbridge in London. I'm here with Doug Ankra, the fabulous owner. Now, Doug, mate, you're just rocketing, as far as training the public, writing books. I mean, where did it all start?
Well, it started about 16, 17 years ago. As a kid, I've always wanted to, work in bars and also, to work with people, And gradually, I was trained, became a bartender and also ended up managing a bar that I started in. Then I eventually opened a school called the London Academy of Bartending. Then Lab came about 7 years ago, and now we have the fabulous Townhouse.
Right. Now, where did you, at what point did you decide, you know what, we need to train the public?
Right, I think that we owe it to the public, as people that work and run restaurants and bars, we know about good wines and good spirits and so on and so forth, It's nice if the public also know about things that we know, i.e., if you go into a bar, and you have, let's say, gin and tonic, it's nice to have, a good gin and tonic by the brand, and call it by the brand name, so, that's what we're trying to do to the public.
All right. And are you giving them, the pointers on how to mix drinks, how to make the cocktails?
Well, mainly it's more education. What's behind the brand. The name of the brand, where's it from, the ABV, the strength, things like that. I think teaching the public will learn eventually. But it's difficult to actually do things like that. Unless you're really interested in food and drink. But if you're really interested, you read up and you hopefully try and catch up and do things like that.
Now, how's the response? How?
It's been phenomenal. It's been amazing. I host a class here once a month, and the class is some mixology, where we teach on vodka, gin, tequila, and rum, and so on and so forth. The public gets to make the cocktails here.
Fantastic.
So it's the once a month master class that I host for the public.
Now, this has now led to you releasing your first book.
Yes, Shaken Instead.
Yeah, and how's that going?
Oh, it's going really well. Very, very, and it's now available in about 15 countries now.
Fantastic.
And we're launching the States this fall, September. I'm looking forward to that, really am.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the book. What's the I mean, obviously it's your brainchild. Is it basically a book on cocktail recipes, how to make drinks, or?
Very much so. It's 100 of my drinks that I've created and some classics. It teaches the public about vodka, gin, tequila, how it's made, where it's from. Things that some books don't really teach.
Okay. Now tell us. There was one that you popularised in Australia recently, the Porn Star Martini.
Right.
Tell us how that one
goes.
goes.
The Porn Star is a phenomenal London at present. Actually, the story goes back about a year ago when I was writing the book. I wrote the book in Cape Town, and I went to this strip club called Mavericks, and that's how the Porn Star was born. So it's got two names. It's either called a Maverick Martini or a Porn Star Martini, and we sell it by the bucket loads here. It's amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Now tell me, if you were a cocktail, what kind of cocktail would you be?
Very good question. My God, how do I answer that? I think I'd probably be a Porn Star Martini.
You'd probably be a porn star. Is that because you're a bit of a porn star yourself?
I don't say so. I don't think so. Come on. No, it's a good drink. It's not one of my best drinks, but it's one of my best-selling drinks. Here at Townhouse, and it's very popular.
So it's definitely represents you the best.
I would say so. Yeah. Totally,
yeah. Now, tell us a little bit about what the basis is to Townhouse and why you developed it.
Right, Townhouse is some beaching place in Knightsbridge. The building actually looks like a proper townhouse, so I named it Townhouse. And Townhouse is it's an adult version of Lab.
Okay.
Lab is very, very trendy. It's very young. It's in Soho. Whereby on the other hand, Townhouse is very, very low key on 3 floors. And it's very debonair.
Who actually did the design? Is it your design?
It was myself, my partners, and an architect. It's about 3 or 4 of us involved.
Fantastic. And there's a bar on each level?
No, there's a ground floor. The first bar's on the ground floor. So second bar on the first floor, and a private basement.
Fantastic.
So it's on 3 floors.
Well, I wish I could wish you success, but it looks like you've already found it, Doug. Well done, mate.
Excellent.
And thank you so much.
Anytime.
You're a legend.
Excellent. Pleasure.
Can I chuck in a question or two?
Most certainly.
I just want to know a bit about the character of bar culture in London.
Right.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, I guess Yeah, I mean, London is really a creative force in cocktails. Can you
Right.
tell us, yeah, just tell us about that.
Right. When I first started working in bars, a wee while ago, um, cocktails didn't really exist. It was mainly everyone looked to New York for cocktails. The last 10, 12 years, things have shifted from New York to London. You know, and the amount of people that create cocktails are amazing. Innovation here is just better than New York anywhere else. You know, and for example, if you finish work on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, you go to a bar to have a drink. It doesn't happen in Paris or New York or wherever. It happens in London. London's totally insane with cocktails at the moment. It's incredible.
Fantastic.
The culture is it's phenomenal.
Now, you travel around quite a bit. What other cities worldwide would you say are really coming up as far as the cocktail culture?
Oh, very, very good question. I was in Sydney last year, and I thought people were very innovative there. You have Asia on your doorstep, and there's so many ingredients that you guys use there that we don't have here. It's amazing. I think Sydney's bar culture is about to explode.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, yeah.
All right.
London better watch out.
What's the Asian thing?
Ingredients, kind of fresh ingredients. You guys
So the
have
lychee, the lemongrass,
everything.
ginger.
It's incredible. And before it comes here, it's only a week or 2 months old. But there, things are very, very fresh. And I like what you guys do in Australia. Actually, I've been to a few bars, and it's about to happen. We've
Yeah.
got a couple of English guys there, Grant and Mikey.
Yeah, we got
Who are,
got,
you know,
got a
who
few
are-
got a few of the
yeah,
English boys
yeah,
over
of
there.
course.
Marky Ward, we got Mikey, we got Grant
Right, yeah.
Collins.
So those guys that can represent him and taking things forward.
Yeah,
it's good.
definitely.
With cocktails, it's a bit like music. You shouldn't hold things. You share things. If a friend of mine put one of my drinks in this, they didn't tell me, but I was quite proud. It's an amazing thing.
So you don't feel that a lot of people, a lot of bartenders that do create drinks get
Right.
very, I guess, possessive about their drinks. You feel that that's just
I do too until the drink goes on. Eventually, people will try the drink. They like it. They put it in listed away. There's no copyright and things like that.
Right.
It's not like music whereby you write a song, someone copyrights it. It's very, very difficult. It's anyone could make the drink and alter the drink or change it. So it's not really, and it's not a big deal.
So do you feel if it doesn't get changed, it should maintain the integrity of its name?
Totally. I think so. Also, for example, classic martinis. So it's only about 6, 7 classic cocktails ever created. And everyone's kind of worked around those classic cocktails like a martini, margaritas, and things like that. So it's the more the better.
Fantastic.
Is there any other hot spots coming up other than Sydney?
Good question. I think New York is about to happen again. I have a feeling. In San Francisco is
So
about to
kind
happen
of
again.
come round full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah, totally. Yeah, I think New York is about to happen again.
Is now gin was popularized by the English and mostly so the martini.
Right.
How is that typical English spirit doing nowadays?
Oh, I love gin. I really love and adore gin. Gin had a slight phase whereby it went down for a bit. Now it's not coming up again. It's easy to create cocktails with gin for me. The flavor is just powerful and amazing. And gin just goes on its way back.
All right. Now, yesterday you got yourself a one of the bottles of Reserva de la Familia. Have you gotten a chance to crack that open and give it a taste?
I've got a private cellar at home. I keep all my rare spirits there. I'm not going to open that.
That one's not gonna-
No, not yet.
But you have tried it before.
I have tried it before, yeah.
Yeah. How do you rate it?
I like it a lot. It's just it's amazing for to sip and also to mix margaritas with. I love it.
All right. Fantastic.
Excellent.
Maybe something else, baby.
I was just wondering a bit about, you do training directly, don't you?
Not anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
No,
Do you think the public needs it? Is it, what,
no. I think if the public, well, we'll talk about. We'll talk about.
yeah, the home cocktail cultures.
Yeah, I'm. That's what I'm trying to do next. I'm trying to get into the at-home range, whereby I've got a glass range coming in, a cocktail kit, and a few more books and also my own brands of spirits, which I'm trying to create. So I'm trying to do it.
What do you feel the essentially the person that's trying to start their own home bar? Obviously guys like us have a huge range of spirits
Totally.
and liqueurs at home. What do you suggest for them to basically just start with?
Well, I think everyone has a bottle of gin, vodka, rum at home or tequila at home. You know, you start by by buying the juices. The glassware range liqueurs and stuff. And when you're making cocktails at home, just try and stick to one spirit. If it's gonna be vodka, make sure it's vodka cocktails only until you progress on and make then make different cocktails, different spirits.
So you think vodka is basically a good way to start?
All spirits are good ways to start. But everyone has a bottle of vodka, gin, or whiskey at home. So some of the things you could do with things like that, and by practicing it, trying to get it right and stuff.
And as far as the I guess their cocktail gear, what are the basics that they should probably have at home?
Well, I think everyone should have a Boston shaker or a three-piece bullet shaker at home. It's essential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make it easy.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not that way.
Just shows it's not that difficult.
Yeah, very much so.
Brilliant, mate.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we covered a lot of different things.
We
Yeah.
did, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank
Good
you.
man.
Good. I'll see you in Australia, definitely.